Welcome back to another episode of Dice City Picks. I'm your host, Tony Parlay. It's the NBA All-Star break. We've got to do something a little different today. It's NBA Futures Edition. We're here around midseason, a little bit past midseason in the NBA. So I thought it would be time to go ahead and take a look at some of these NBA Futures odds. Let's see how BetMGM thinks that the NBA Finals are going to play out. Let's see who they like. Let's see what these odds are up here. And I'm going to do something a little bit differently for you guys. In addition to the odds, I went ahead and worked up the implied probability of what these odds actually mean to the sports book. Let's go ahead and pull it up right now and we'll start breaking it down. You see right up there, we've got the Celtics and the Thunder. Those are your two favorites, plus 225 odds. You bet $100, you would get $225 back. That's what those odds mean like that. But the implied probability means that after all of the simulations that the sports books have run, they've come up with these numbers. Celtics and Thunder at plus 225 odds. That indicates an implied probability of just under 31% right there, 30.77%. 30% of the time, the Celtics or the Thunder are going to go ahead and win the championship. That's kind of how that goes. I would not make those bets. The Celtics and the Thunder, both great teams this season. We have seen them. They've taken care of business. Are the Celtics going to repeat? Dominant team, very well built. At those odds, though, there's not much value in that. They are the favorites for a reason. If you really want to bet one of those teams, I think your best shot is to wait. Maybe they have a down week. Maybe there's a hot team a little bit past the All-Star break in the upcoming weeks. Maybe you can get one of those numbers at 3-1. Plus 225 is not the best number for either of those teams. I know the Celtics did go ahead and start out the season here at around plus 125 to win the title, so it has gone down a little bit. I think you can go ahead and get 3-1 on either of these teams if you wait. Maybe you wait till the playoffs start. You can keep an eye on these numbers. They're going to go ahead and fluctuate all throughout the season. We're at a good midpoint here, so let's take a look and see how the second half does go ahead and shake out. Talked about the Celtics and Thunder. Let's go ahead and move down the list. We've got two more teams in the East, the Cavs and the Knicks. We've got the Cavs. What are they? Plus 800 right there. And then the Knicks are plus 1300. Just want to make sure that my notes are here on the same page. Let's go ahead and take a look. We can move past that Celtics stock. Okay, so Cavs plus 800. They just made a sneaky trade to go ahead and get DeAndre Hunter. That's going to be their sixth man. So we don't have a lot of information about how that team will look. We've seen them play the Celtics. I think they beat them maybe once. But when the Celtics are trying, there really isn't many teams that can compete with them. I'm interested to see how much better the Cavs are. Maybe they can go ahead and get past the Knicks in the East. That seems to be what the sportsbook thinks. And they could definitely challenge the Celtics in a series. Maybe there's an injury to Porzingis. I'm not too sure. But plus 800 for the Cavs, I would go ahead and bet that one. That one is a solid value bet right now. 11%. I could see that happening where things break right for the Cavs and they get to the finals and they end up pulling it all off. Kenny Atkinson has been a tremendous coach. He's the overwhelming favorite for Coach of the Year. He really has figured out a way to get that Cavs offense going. You've got Donovan Mitchell there. He's running things. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. Darius Garland, I really like that acquisition of DeAndre Hunter. I think that's going to be a very good swingman defender. They can throw at Jaylen Brown. They can throw at Jason Tatum in that series against the Celtics. Cavs plus 800, that's a good bet. I like that one. Moving back to the Knicks here, plus 1300 is a little bit of a weird number for me. And 7% chance, I guess that seems about right. I don't really like that one for the Knicks. That's another one. I think that if you want to bet the Knicks, you should wait. You can probably get a better number. You could probably get 15-1 if you wait. Down week, something happens. I'm just not too certain about the long-term health of a team that's coached by Tom Thibodeau. We've seen that extensive injury history. I've already seen OG Anunoby missing some games. Not Miles Bridges, but whatever his name is, Bridges. He's not going to miss any games. Brunson's going to be there. He's solid. We also are going to have Karl Anthony Towns, but I just have a feeling, man. I know Josh Hart is there too. He's been dealing with some knee stuff. I just know that there's going to be some injuries that team is going to have to deal with. They had to deal with them last year in that series against the Pacers, and that's why they went ahead and fell short. I don't like those. I don't like that number for the Knicks, and I don't really like the injury health and the injury luck for a team like that. Let's scroll down a little bit. Okay, Knicks. Let's go back to the West here. We've got Nuggets and Lakers. So far of those, I wouldn't bet the Knicks one either. I'd wait. Cavs is the only one I would bet. So we got 3 passes and 1 yes. Nuggets and Lakers, we're going out West here. Now, let's start out with the Lakers. The time to bet that future was right before the Luka trade. They were around 33-1 or something like that. We missed that window. If you wanted to bet the Lakers, you missed that window. That's a terrible number for the Lakers. Plus 1,400. Yes, that's correct. 6.67 implied probability. Yeah, that's a bad number for the Lakers. We don't have enough information. They're getting just pushed up there. So much public money is being thrown on the Lakers. They love this Luka trade. I understand it. That makes sense to me. He's a great player, but we don't have enough information. We don't know how their defense is going to work. That Mark Williams trade didn't go down, so they don't have really interior defense. It will be exciting watching Luka and LeBron play together. I will grant you that, but I don't really like that number for the Lakers either. Similar to the Knicks, since they're such a public team, I would go ahead and wait. You can probably get a better number if you are willing to go ahead and wait. Get at least 15-1, maybe even 20-1 if they're trailing in a playoff series. If you want to bet the Lakers, you missed that window. I would go ahead and pass on the Lakers at that. For the Nuggets, on the other hand, I like what the Nuggets are doing. The Nuggets are pretty well built. I wish they would have made another move to get another shooter at the deadline, but it seems like Michael Porter Jr. is developing. He's playing well. He had 3 30-point games before the All-Star break. If Jamal Murray had a 50-point game before the All-Star break, if they can really keep that team together and they can keep them healthy, the thing that hurt the Nuggets last year was running into that Timberwolves team that was perfectly built to beat them. They had the multiple bigs down low, gave Jokic all the trouble. They upset him in 7 games. That's not the case in the West anymore. There isn't a team that's built like that. As I'm looking, there isn't a team that should be able to give the Nuggets trouble down low, making Jokic guard, having to defend him. There is no team that's like that in the West anymore since the Timberwolves went ahead and traded Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks. So they don't really have a team that they have to deal with that's built like that. I really thought we were going to get Nuggets and Celtics in the finals last year. We may get it this year. Plus 1,400, I think that's a really good number for the Nuggets. Jokic and SGA, they're going to battle for MVP. You're going to hear all kinds of arguments. I'm not going to get into that. That's not interesting. I would bet the Nuggets at plus 1,400 to win the title. There's tremendous value in that. I think they have a much better chance than 6.67%. Those odds are probably just going to get shorter. I don't see them going the other way. I see them getting shorter. Nuggets are a pretty well-built team, championship experience. I like those odds at 14-1 for the Nuggets. As we go ahead and venture down this list a little bit further, we're going to go ahead and get into some long shots, dark horses. First one there, Grizzlies, plus 2,500. That's a 3.85% chance. Grizzlies have been a very well-built team as well. I like what the Grizzlies have done this year. John Morant's health is always a little bit worrisome, but they've been playing well even when he's not there. They've developed a really good core, good coaching. I like what I've seen from them. Desmond Bane, they still got the rookies in there as well. You know what? 25-1 is great value. I would definitely bet the Grizzlies. That's a great little throw a couple bucks on that one. That's your long shot one, and then it turns out to be fun when you're in the playoffs. Maybe you can hedge later. Grizzlies, yes, at 25-1. That's some good value. Never know what the matchups are going to be. Bucks, what are they here? Bucks are 30-1? Yeah, Bucks are 30-1. I wanted to feel the same way about the Bucks as I do the Grizzlies, but that Giannis injury right before the All-Star break really goes ahead and raises some red flags for me. We haven't seen Giannis in the playoffs in 2 years. I know that's probably why the number is so high at 30-1. I know the Giannis Dame gives you a lot of hope. We haven't seen him in the playoffs, and I don't feel comfortable laying any type of money on a player that I'm like, I know Giannis is great. I know he has the ability to win a championship. I need to see it more recently than like 3 years ago for him to be in the playoffs, for me to put any type of money on the Bucks to win the championship. Pass on the Bucks. We'll say yes on the Grizzlies at 25-1. Looks like we've got a couple of more picks here. I'm going to go ahead and pick them down here. We've got, looks like the Clippers 35-1, Mavericks 40 to 1, Warriors 40 to 1. Okay, let's go ahead and break those down right now. Mavericks, pass on that immediately. I have no idea what's going on there, but it doesn't give me good vibes. 40 to 1 for a reason. I know the whole Luka Anthony dip. Don't want anything to do with it. Pass. Don't care about the value. Nothing. Bad vibes. Pass. So we're not going to deal with Mavericks. Clippers, on the other hand, 35 to 1. This is an interesting one. Kawhi Leonard has actually looked very Kawhi-like in the past couple of weeks. Looks like he's getting back to his full strength. He's been healthy. They made a low-key buyout signing of Ben Simmons. I don't know how much Ben Simmons has left. He's been an infuriating player in the past, but I could see him being a contributor, a role player to this team. Really thought they were going to miss Paul George, and Philly was going to go ahead and get all kinds of love for getting him. Doesn't look like it's worked out for him, and I didn't know Norman Powell had this in him. Norman Powell and James Harden together have been able to create a nice little scoring duo in the backcourt. I mean, this Clippers team, Tyronn Lue has championship experience. Kawhi is the best player. 35 to 1? Yes. That's a good little one, exactly like I felt about the Grizzlies. 35 to 1. Throw a couple pennies on that, see how it goes. You never know what the matchups are going to be. They've got good defense. They've surprisingly got good scoring. Zubac down low. You know the Clippers are a true team that could surprise. Give me the Clippers at 35 to 1. That's a good value as well. Last but not least here, I'm going to pass on the Rockets at 50 to 1. They're too young. They're too young. If they get to the Western Conference Finals, that'll be a win for that team. Too young. We'll go ahead and we'll end it with the Warriors at 40 to 1. Yes, that's another one that's a yes because they traded for Jimmy Butler, and we've only seen them play 3 games. They won, I think, 3 or 4 games. They won 2 and they lost 1. I would say yes at 40 to 1 because we don't know. You don't have enough information. This is like the direct opposite of what we saw with the Lakers. The Warriors made a trade and their odds didn't move at all, but the Lakers made a trade and their odds shot up the board. That's all because of the public money. The Warriors, I think that's just as good as the Lakers. I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors beat the Lakers in the playoffs. Jimmy Butler has an added dimension to that team, allows Steph Curry to go ahead and be a little bit more free. Jimmy Butler can pass. He can get to the line. He can add that scoring. Tough defense. Hopefully there's no button heads with him and Draymond. I know they're 2 alphas. But, you know, I like what they've done there. 40 to 1, give me the Warriors. 35 to 1, give me the Clippers. 25 to 1, give me the Grizzlies. So we've got our long shots there, and we've got the Cavs at 8 to 1 as well, and the Nuggets at Nuggets 13 to 1. No, Nuggets 14 to 1, my mistake. So we got 5 yeses and about 5 no's there, maybe a little bit more on the nose. But yeah, those are the type of futures bets you want to look at. I like looking at them because at those longer numbers, because you don't know what's going to happen. Injuries, some signings, some changes, injuries to other teams in the conference, how the breaks go with the matchups. So we'll go ahead and say yes on those right there. What is it? We got yes on Cavs, Nuggets, Grizzlies, Clippers, Warriors. Pass on the Celtics, Thunder, Knicks, Lakers, Bucks, Mavericks, and Rockets. Pass on those. Yes on those. Those are going to be your futures picks. Let's have some fun. Get your little fortune telling skills out. Maybe you disagree with me. Hopefully those percentages help you. They help me when I'm making these futures bets. Go ahead, subscribe, like, comment. You know you want to be on this betting journey with me. Click on the banner. Let's make some money and let's make it a profitable night.